My first day at Georgetown, the challenge was really getting here.
I ended up at the sewage treatment plant down south of the city and missed my orientation.
The first day I walked into class, Healy 104, I was in this historic institution, this historic building.
I remember walking into the classroom very excited.
There are butterflies in your stomach. You don't know these people.
And I remember all these MBA students just sitting there and smiling.
I can see the excitement in their face as well as kind of a scary nervousness.
And for me, there's this special moment.
To see how a student goes from not understanding something to suddenly understanding.
20 years have gone by very quickly.
I never really thought I was going to stay that long.
No.
It's funny, I kind of did expect I'd stay this long.
And I'm very happy about that.
This is the longest I've ever been in one place in my whole life, is at Georgetown for 20 years.
My name is Bill Gormley.
le français à l'université.
Fatali Mogadam.
My name is Michael Stone.
Researching radiation physics and radiation science.
My name is Neil Lewis,
Psychology at Georgetown University.
and I've been teaching philosophy at
Georgetown University for 21 years. My story is very much in line with Georgetown because Georgetown is international and very much connected to the world. I was born in Iran. I was educated from a very young age in England.
I got a Fulbright to come do research at Georgetown, and then I went back to my country, Côte d'Ivoire, West Africa. We trying to create a political party, and for that reason, I was fired from the university. I got the opportunity to apply here at Georgetown, and I was accepted.
When we migrated to the United States, my goal was really to go into Georgetown, to work here, because I have always been an admirer of the Jesuit education.
This is a Catholic school, has a commitment to its intellectual history of Catholicism, of which philosophy in the Middle Ages played an important role. And so this was a major step up in terms of my ability to work and teach in the discipline that I was trained in.
To be part of history, to be part of a special institution where they focus on issues that are important that I study, issues of justice, moral leadership, ethics, that's what drew me to Georgetown, that's what kept me here.
My teaching philosophy is that there is no separation between my research and my teaching. Now we're going to eliminate. So when I go into the classroom, I'm really reflecting my latest research, and I'm trying to engage students with the most up-to-date questions. Libidinal ties are emotional.
In the law school, we use what we call the Socratic method, and I think what we're trying to do is encourage students to think carefully and critically for themselves about very difficult legal issues.
Teaching is a matter of a negotiation between the learner and the teacher. What is great about teaching is how you manage this process of a negotiation.
Teaching is very much a two-way process, and your students educate you as much as you educate them.
The problems that we're discussing aren't just esoteric puzzles that smart people like to chat about, but they're actually deep questions that the average person does touch on.
A lot of what I do is oriented to get students to participate, and we simulated a pandemic influenza outbreak in a community where the students played roles.
Many universities, you have lectures and you have seminars. But at Georgetown, there are only seminars. Even if you have 200 students in the classroom, they want to participate.
Sometimes I give them so much homework and quizzes and tests that I would think there's no way they can do all these, but they do.
They think for themselves. They don't think take anything for granted. You tell them something, they will challenge you.
One of the reasons that I involve students in my own research is because they actually set the pace. They're the ones pushing.
And one measure of success is really having your students succeeding.
Many of them have charted unusual paths, working on human rights issues, working in government. They often come back to me, keep in touch, and seek guidance.
I have reconnected with a lot of students now. And from like the students from 20 years ago would all of a sudden have like a friend request, you know.
Georgetown emphasizes the importance of using your talents to contribute in some tangible way to the community and the larger world.
The kind of research that we do provides an opportunity for us to give back. Most of my research these days focuses on how well public health systems can do to respond to emergencies.
I learned over time that Georgetown's mission, and especially their focus on the whole person, is really a good fit for the work that we're doing, where we're trying to address mental health needs of people who have physical health problems.
One of my inventions was that you can take a memory chip from a computer and make it act as a radiation detector. See? I have seen some of my technology, which I developed, being used in my home country. So in a way, I feel that I, in this way, give some back.
When I had an opportunity to serve in government at the National Security Council at the White House, Georgetown was very supportive of that, and I feel that it enriched my perspective on government decision-making. I think it made me a better teacher, a more interesting scholar.
I haven't found limitations to what I can teach and what I can research, and I've been encouraged to go in new directions.
Georgetown has enormous potential because of its strong commitment to open inquiry.
We now have executives coming in from around the world, from China, from Europe, to come to Georgetown, and then we go into Doha.
Changes and updates are happening all the time, but there's this ongoing sense of mission.
Cura personalis, women and men in service of others, social justice, those sort of things have stayed true.
Georgetown will always be more high touch than high tech.
The sky's the limit for Georgetown's future, and for its basketball team too.
I always tell my students that I have two dreams. One is for one of my students to become the President of the United States, and then in the inauguration speech, they'll mention and they'll speak Japanese and thank me for the year that Georgetown hasn't happened.
When I retire, I'd like to go back to my home country and help to shape the university that we want to create with some kind of the spirit of Georgetown.
People would say that they can't wait to retire so they can do whatever they really want to do. Well, I'm doing what I want to do right now. I look forward for another 20 years. To get a medal at 40 years.
I plan to keep doing what I do. I love what I do, and I love doing it here at Georgetown. Thank you, Georgetown, for making me a part of your family.
Thank you, Georgetown.
Thank you, Georgetown.
Thank you, Georgetown, for being a great professional.
For giving me a home.
To share some ideas with
For
others.
helping me to reach my full
belong to
potential.
this community.
Happiness. Thank you, Georgetown, for being a place that values both a scholarly reflection and
Providing me
contribution
the
to
opportunity
larger
to
world.
work with such
Helping
wonderful
us
students.
to groom the future men and women for others.